Hello, my name is Alex and this is my first video. I plan on doing a vlog about breastfeeding and other things that I feel like would be necessary to share. I have been breastfeeding for many years now. I have 4 kids and I've breastfeeded 3 out of 4 of them. And I just kind of wanted to jump in and let you know what I think is interesting about breastfeeding and some stuff that you might want to think about before choosing to do formula or breast milk. Breastfeeding babies typically get sick less. There's lower risks of diarrhea, stomach problems, and ear infections. None of my children have ever had an ear infection, ever. And that's a pretty common thing for babies. Children who breastfeed have a lower rate of certain illnesses as they grow. Babies who are not breastfed have a higher risk of asthma, diabetes, childhood obesity, and African American babies that are more of a risk. Breastfeeding benefits you as well as the baby. Breastfeeding lowers risk of breast cancer and ovarian cancer. It doesn't take the risk out completely, but it definitely does lower it. Breastfeeding may help you lose weight. You can burn up to 600 calories a day if you're just breastfeeding and not using any supplement. Your body gets ready to breastfeed during pregnancy. Your body will make colostrum at first, which is the pre-milk. Then your body will start making the full milk, which is more than any baby could ever drink alone. The first few weeks, you'll notice that your milk will be out of control. You'll have a lot. And that's just because your body's not sure if you're having 1 baby, 2 babies, 3 babies. But after 6 weeks, your milk will adjust to how much you and your baby are needing. Newborns have a strong sense of smell and know your unique scent. So they're gonna naturally put their face towards your breast, and with their eyesight not being very good at first, the fact that they can smell your breast kind of helps them find your nipple. Breastfeeding allows your body to recover from pregnancy and childbirth quicker. The hormones released when you breastfeed helps your uterus shrink back to pre-pregnancy size. So, I mean, if you're wanting to bounce back quicker, that would definitely help. Like I just said, the hormones released will help you shrink back. You might also feel a little bit of contractions after you had your baby. That's normal. That's your uterus trying to shrink back to the size it was before you got pregnant. Breastfeeding exposes your baby to different tastes. As you know, formula is always going to be the same, powdery taste. Breast milk kind of changes the taste depending on what you eat. Now, some women are under the assumption that you cannot eat spicy food while breastfeeding. That is very wrong. You can. It might affect your baby. You might notice that your baby has diarrhea, or you might think that he or she is constipated due to it, and if that does happen, then you might not want to eat as much spicy food. But generally, enough of it doesn't really get in your breast milk to change the way that your baby is using the bathroom or using the diaper. Let me see. I know that I'm gonna mess up, and I know that I'm gonna forget things. If you decide to breastfeed, it also reduces the risk of your child having any kind of childhood cancer, leukemia, and they've done enough research to know now that breastfed babies have a higher life expectancy, higher IQs. And you know, there's just so much research being done on breastfeeding all the time that they find out new things all the time. And it is just, for me, one of the best things about breastfeeding is that you get the feeling that you're the only one that can provide that for your baby. And that is just really special. I didn't breastfeed my first daughter, and that's because I was uneducated, I was young, I didn't really think there was much of a difference between breastfeeding and formula. But now, if I could have talked to my 18-year-old self then, I would have told myself, hey, please do not use formula. Try to use what God gave you. Women need to remember that your breasts were made for your baby, not for your man. I do know that there are issues where women can't breastfeed, and that's fine, but I think that everyone should try, give it their all, and then if it's not for them, then it's not for them. But these days, in my opinion, women are very quick to say, oh, I just couldn't do it. I wasn't making enough milk. He wasn't latching. There are ways to fix those things. They actually have things that go over your nipple that will kind of help your baby latch if your baby's having latching issues. And like I said, the first 6 weeks is the hardest. Once you get past the 6-week mark, you'll notice that it becomes a lot easier for you and your baby, but it's a learning experience for both of you. Your baby is learning how to keep up with your milk, learning how to swallow, learning how to digest food, milk. So it's really frustrating at first, and you're going to be in a lot of pain, but it is so worth it, all of it. It's frustrating. I got really frustrated at first because I was thinking, I didn't want to be the only one that could feed the baby. I wanted my significant other to get up at night and feed the baby so I could rest. But once you get on a schedule, it'll all be so much easier. I think that's all that I really had to share with right now for the first video. I am going to be making 1 or 2 videos a week about different things. So if you want to, subscribe, and thank you very much.